I'm gonna take a swig of my
me too. Ready,
delicious
ready?
drink. Ready. Oh, it's so good, so delicious. Hello.
Wrong pipe.
My dad this morning took a big drink from his.
Oh no.
So we're doing construction at the office, and we have to. We're all. It's like 5 people on one giant table, and we look like a call center that's trying to hack people's accounts and shit. It's just we have. I shit you not, 10 computer screens on one table and 5 computers.
A half-assed operation is what it looks like.
It looks insane.
Even
But he took a drink, and then I just hear just like coughing up a lung. I was like, you're not supposed to inhale it. You're supposed to drink it. Like a dinglebat. Just like that. That's what it sounded like. It's basically what it sounded like.
I just laughed way too hard.
Well, let's get down to brass tacks.
Dadgummit. Tax of brass.
Welcome to Better Worse in the Room. I'm Chris.
I am Nick.
And we watched a movie.
And that movie was called
Coven. Like every time we do this show, we watch a movie.
It's usually partly helpful.
It is partly helpful, somewhat. But yeah, this week we watched a movie called Coven. It's from 1997. It is from a guy named Mark BOWTTR. I probably said that wrong.
It's probably Brokert.
It's Brad. Mark Brad.
It
is a movie from 1997 by Mark BOWTTR. It is 30-something minutes long, so it's quite a shorty.
Yeah.
It's quite a shorty. I really enjoyed this movie. I got it as a Christmas present at some point. Don't remember when. Had no clue what it was. Just watched it one day, and I never really thought about it again until we made this podcast. I was like, oh, I can show you.
Yeah.
Because this is actually pretty good.
Yeah. It wasn't bad.
It's actually a very enjoyable, especially for a short film, because it's only, like I said, 30-something minutes.
Yes.
But let me read the back of the box for you.
Yes, please do.
A hard drinking, pill popping writer overdoses only to find himself thrust into the evil world of a self-support group.
Oh, okay.
Evil. That's actually probably one of the most succinct synopsises of a movie.
Actually,
because that's the whole movie right there.
Yeah, that's all of it.
That is a great summary of the entire movie.
Yeah.
A man, Mike, who drinks all the time,
and
including in the bathroom of the meetings.
Yeah.
He just chugs a bottle
mid-meeting
of whatever it was.
Sailor Jerry?
Yeah, probably Sailor Jerry's or something. Jose Cuervo Silver.
That'd be insane.
He just pulls it out of his pocket, too. He just has a full bottle.
It's a full
fifth. He just pulls it out of his pocket at an AA meeting, basically, and just goes, fucking.
AA members would sniff that out in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are you
Immediately.
You would not be able to leave that bathroom before someone went, I smell alcohol.
He just didn't have a water bottle, but it's just water.
Dude,
it's just flavor. It's Mio.
I know what it's like. You would
it's just
know.
tea, dude. It's just green tea.
Oh, yeah, it's just green tea.
Yeah. This also has a little bit of another blurb. Coven features an ensemble cast of quirky characters, macabre humor, and is as American as Ma's apple pie and crack cocaine.
Okay.
I really like that.
That
last line.
Again.
It's as American as Ma's apple pie and crack cocaine. I think that's a fantastic line to put on the back of your movie.
That's awesome.
Fully black and white.
Yes.
Which makes it seem way older.
Yeah, which I kind of actually liked about it.
Yeah. If this movie was in color, it wouldn't be good.
No.
I think the fact that it was black and white, especially during all the scenes in the meeting when everyone's like in harsh, contrasted shadows and stuff, where there's no like
black or white.
There's no gray. In most of the scenes, there is no gray. Contrast it is white or black. That's it. There are 2 colors to this whole movie, which I think is really cool.
I do, actually. Me too.
As a low-budget film.
And for what it is, the Coven with the title, that vibe is 100% kind of what you feel.
Yeah, witchy, culty, weird, out of ordinary. But yeah, if this was color, it would not have the same effect. If it was a little bit less like harsh contrast, it would still land, but it wouldn't be as like
cheaper, I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as jarring in some of the scenes.
Yeah. It gave it intrigue. Intrigue.
So overall, I mean, this is a very short movie, so it's not going to be hard to talk about.
Right.
We start off immediately. We see Mike, and he's running. He's running on an empty road, and there's crazy music playing.
Yes.
All the music in the movie is weird.
I would agree with that.
Not bad.
No, it's just
weird.
Odd.
Some of it's jazzy, like you were saying. Some of it is a little jazzy.
And a little horny, as we described it, but not what you're thinking. Like, yeah. Yes.
There's a whole section of like, it's just horns with reverb.
Yeah, and echo. Reverb and echo, yes.
It's pretty weird.
It was.
But he's running, and he's running as fast as he can. He's looking behind him, and then a car pulls up and just starts talking gibberish nonsense to him.
Oh yeah, that's
with
right,
also very heavy reverb. It's just an awkward old man just staring and talking. You're never gonna know what's coming for you.
Okay.
Yeah, very weird. And then all of a sudden he's bleeding out of his head and he's lying on the middle of the road.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And then you're like, wait, what happened? Did he die? Did he get run over? And then he wakes up.
Yeah,
it's all a dream.
That. And then I again said, well, at least it's not the end of the movie.
Yes. It's not like Hackers.
There were
boo, boo, boo. You had love in your hands, and you gave it up. Yeah, I love Princess Bride. That movie's so fucking good.
I'm so glad.
I have a copy of it now.
Good.
I have a copy of Princess Bride. I have the special edition where it's like the same name upside down as well.
Yes, the ambigram.
Yeah, it's the new version, but it's still a fucking good movie.
Yes.
Dadgummit. But boo.
Boo.
What were we talking about? Shit. Why did you said boo?
We said hackers.
Yeah, hackers. Shit.
Boo. And then
if you have a dream ending, it sucks all the air out of the room, and it sucks. It's boring.
And the reason I've come up with why I hate it so much is because in the end, it literally just means none of it happened. It was all just a waste of your time.
Yeah, everything you cared about did not matter.
Right. Exactly.
It's not a fun feeling to have when you're through a slasher film.
And I get in your head
or any
how
movie,
it can
really.
sound good to say, and it was all a dream. Like that could sound good in a story. Maybe a really good short story or book, something like that. Because then you're reading and it's a little bit more involving. Because then it would be a moment.
But the only time that I can accept dream endings, I know this is way off topic, but the only time I can enjoy a dream ending is if wake up from dream. And then something that was happening in the dream is still occurring.
Yeah, so
you never left.
No,
you never left. You just fell asleep for a while, but you're still in the same world.
Oh yeah.
There's no dream. Okay, it's still reality.
Yeah,
you just happen to sleep for a short time in this insane reality.
Yes,
that's fine.
Yeah.
In the Hackers, when she wakes up and the hackers are at the door, that's still not good enough.
No.
That's still not fucking good enough. It was just still super lame. Okay. But anyway,
moving on.
Mike wakes up, and he's at his desk, and we learn then that he's a writer because he wants to write some stuff. I don't know what for. I don't know if he writes for like a newspaper or a magazine or books or whatever.
Yeah, we couldn't tell.
But people around town seem to know that he's a writer.
Yes.
The guy at the liquor store
gives
him an extra shooter.
Of books around him.
He had shitloads of books around him. Yeah. He was smoking.
Yeah,
he was smoking lights because he can't afford anything else. I gotta smoke fucking lights, man.
I'm smoking lights right now, man.
Yeah, I wrote down so Midwestern.
Yeah, I wrote that down too.
Yeah, this whole movie takes place in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. So it's super Midwestern. What
do you mean Midwestern, Chris? I don't know what you mean.
I just want you to come down to the meeting, all right?
Hey man, I'll
These
go to the
people
meeting
might help
if I
you,
can.
okay? Why do you mean?
Did you go
Why'd
down to
you
the
shut
French
it
room?
off?
It's in the French room.
I gotta get
that's
some
Chicago.
beer, man.
That's directly Chicago. My bad.
I gotta get some peels.
Some beer. You gotta get some of that Miller.
You don't know what you're talking about, man.
I know what I'm talking about.
All right? I don't need your help, man. I can help myself,
you need my
man.
help.
I am a writer, man.
Oh, a writer. Oh,
yeah. I'm gonna write some things that you're gonna like.
I'm sorry I'm being so mean to you.
I don't know why you're so cruel, you know.
I'm sorry. It's just my Midwesternness.
That's every character in this movie except for one person.
That's right. Yeah.
There is only one character in this entire movie that doesn't talk.
And he sounds like this.
Like an idiot.
I don't know.
No, he kind of that mumbler, the mumble mouther is still very the leader of the meetings.
Yes,
the leader of the meetings, Captain Vampire Man. Yeah. Whatever the fuck he is, has a completely different
Rocktario.
Yeah, Rocktario. He has a completely different mannerism, completely different. He's the only guy who sounds like vaguely theatrical.
Yes,
like in a true like play theater way.
In a way that like a trained way.
Yeah,
yeah, I would agree with that.
We meet him later on, but he's apparently like everyone's talking about their problems, all their problems, and Mike is like, well, what makes you so special, eh? And he talks about his own thing, and he's apparently a murderer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't tell it. He doesn't say who he murdered, why he murdered, when he murdered.
It says clearly
but he said
I'm
he
not
got
convicted.
away with. He did say clearly I'm not convicted. Yes.
Yeah.
Which was awesome, and he was smiling about it. And everything.
It did give an air of discomfort.
Yeah.
Because you're like wondering if he's threatening you,
yes,
or if he's just telling you this in confidence. What's going on?
Or he's
here?
like, I got away with it, B.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has a whole thing. Yeah, he is a lot more like, I am a convicted murderer. Mm-hmm. Do I have remorse? Absolutely not. And that's how he talks the whole movie. It is pretty unsettling, especially when everyone else is so Wisconsinite.
Yeah.
So Mike, he's a writer. He wants to write things, but he also has beer problems, as we read from the back of the box.
Yes.
He's smoking fucking lights, man, because he can't afford regular cigarettes.
He could if he stopped drinking.
And he's popping peels. He likes pills. What kind? I don't know. They look like blue Tic Tacs to me.
They probably were.
They were.
Just popping blue Tic Tacs, overdose.
Winter fresh, my favorite, eh?
My favorite way to overdose. It's such a refreshing feeling.
The fresh overdose.
At least you wake up with a nice taste in your mouth.
Oxycontin, now with mint flavor.
Mint flavored Oxy.
But he ODs apparently.
Yes.
Which this is like right in the beginning of the movie where we have weird dream sequence. We learn that he's a writer. He talks to himself a lot.
Yes.
A lot. And then he takes what we assume he has 3 pills. We see he pours them on his hand. He's like, "Oh crap! I've only got 3 pills left, eh? Oh cripes, man!" And then he takes an unknown amount.
Yes.
And then immediate cut to him puking in a bathtub or toilet. Immediate cut. And then all of a sudden he's in the hospital. So clearly something bad happened. And I assume he OD'd?
I mean, that's the best assumption.
How he got to hospital, we will never know.
I don't know how he got to hospital.
Maybe his friend dropped him off. Lego hair. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But
Chris Benoit,
yeah. Mike has a friend, Chris Benoit, who has hair that looks exactly like brown Lego hair. If you think of Lego Movie, brown hair, exactly that. It's 100%. It is that.
It is 100%. Just a plastic.
I can't think of any other hairstyle that is exactly plain Lego hair.
Yeah. There's nothing. Yeah, it is.
It's ridiculous. You touched my foot. Ew.
Shut up.
Ah!
Don't tell anyone.
Okay. Tell everyone. But his friend has like absolute perfect Lego hair, and he talks about this meeting thing. He's like, I want you to go to these meetings.
You have a problem.
You have a problem, eh? And Mike's like, no, fuck you. I don't have a problem. Okay, I guess I'll go.
And then he gets home and does what?
Drinks.
Immediately.
He gets hammered off like a full bottle of wine.
Like, I used to have a drinking problem. I never wanted to drink directly the day after I drank hard.
No.
Most people don't want to.
No. I mean, even recently, I don't drink too much. It makes me feel very tired.
I can imagine.
I'm more of a social drinker. If people are around and I like I'm having a fun time and I'm with people that I like, I'll have a couple. I'll loosen up.
Fair.
But I don't like getting hammered.
No.
That's not a fun feeling.
We're grown-ups.
Yeah. I never enjoyed I've never understood getting drunk to the point of throwing up. I've talked to some people who are like, what are you talking about? That's like one of the best parts when you're so drunk that you throw up. Like, why? How is that a good thing?
I don't understand that
How is that ever... How could that possibly be an enjoyable portion of a night?
That's got to be the most awful part. If you heave,
you have ruined your night.
Yes.
There's no fun after that.
No,
because
you went too far.
If you go to the point... Exactly. If you go to the point where you're throwing up, then that morning after is going to be that much worse.
Also,
if you don't throw up, you're not going to have as bad of a hangover.
That's also when you're throwing up is also now you're making everyone else worried about you because of how much you've had.
Yeah, now we got to be like, don't put him on his back. Put it on his side. Put a giant backpack with like 1,000 rocks behind him so he doesn't roll over.
Call this person. Let them know we gotta pick him up. This and that. His
pick
keys
him
are
up
over
by
there.
His overalls and throw him outside.
Pretty much, yeah.
We gotta fucking wash the carpet now.
Fucking asshole.
Get the Stanley steamer. It's just terrible. Don't get that hammered.
I understand it's hard
people.
not to. Some people have the problem where they just keep going and then it's too late. That's me. That's me. That's why I don't.
Yeah,
but
I understand social settings because social drinking is fun. Like when you're at a party and stuff, just know your limit. That's it. Know your limit.
Yes, please.
You're not fucking 21 forever.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna fucking hurt.
You're gonna wake up crying.
In a pool of your own piss and blood. Or you're going to end up in a fucking AA meeting talking to a guy who goes, I smoked weed and I did acid and then I did cocaine.
He said crack.
And then when I did cocaine, I smoked acid. And then I did. That guy was so fucking boring. In this movie, there's a guy.
He's the only reason it was boring.
He just stares off into nothing. He's got these giant
cheeks.
Oh my god, dude! They're legitimately when you think of beach ball head, like perfectly round, and he had a big hair, like
and a big
large
beard,
hair,
like a mane.
Big
he had a
beard.
mane.
He did have a legit mane.
But his cheeks were legitimately huge.
His cheeks were as wide as his head was tall. He was a legitimate full round head.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, and the way his beard curved around his cheeks.
Looked like mutton chops weirdly, but not.
But they connected to a goatee and a mustache. It just went like, instead of like, you know, the you and me have like beards that go kind of like diagonally.
The jawline.
They follow the jawline.
Yes.
Yeah, like the top of the cheek straight towards the bottom of your mustache, or the
corners of your mouth.
Yeah. Which is kind of how most beards I see are shaped that way. His was not. His was like, fully rounding out the cheeks entirely.
Yeah.
Making it look like he had a mouthful of cotton.
Yeah.
I take these cotton balls from you with my hand and put them in my pocket. Yeah, whatever. Best scene of Men in Tights by far.
Whatever.
He had a full cotton mouth. I wrote it down. Let me see. Where did I put it? I wrote down him as guy number 2 in the meeting. And I wrote down cocaine plus weed plus acid equals mumble mouth. That's all he was.
Cottonmouth.
I wrote out a couple of things. The first guy was talking about how his mom died when he was young. The lady complains about her husband's job. He has a job, but he's only a part-time job. I told him to get a full-time job, but he's only a part-time job.
And I have to
it's
deal
so
with that.
stressful. And now I have to worry about the money, and we have bills to pay. But when he is not working full-time, we can't pay the bills. She just keeps talking. Guy 3 talks about drinking. Thank God.
Yes.
Finally, someone normal.
Someone talking about why they're there.
And then guy number 4 immediately into the American Dreamz bullshit. You think about having a house and a wife, but it's all shit.
And then he starts crying, and then I kind of start crying.
Yeah.
And
then I wrote, Mike chugs alcohol in the bathroom. He said, what did he say? He said, he said something about God. The Lord helps those who help themselves. And then he starts chugging the alcohol.
Yeah, it was like, dude, I think you misunderstand this entirely.
Clearly, Mike, not a big fan of the meetings.
Yes.
To which we can pretty much confirm he hates the meetings, because just shortly after that, he goes to his drug dealer's house and buys like 4 bottles of drugs.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. And, his drug dealer is as boring as the high-cheeked guy.
Yeah, full monotone.
And you could tell that guy was trying to act. He thought a couple of things he said, it sounded like he went, whoa.
I don't think so.
Like when I was dozing off, That one time when I was trying to, I was just gonna leave it at nice and hope that they just figured it out. No. Oh God!
I mean, they do smell pretty bad, but it's okay. Yeah. He goes to his drug dealer's house, grabs a shitload of bottles of beer, of booze, not booze, bottle pills. He was popping pills. I can't fucking talk because immediately after he goes to his drug dealer's house, he goes to
that's why you can't talk.
The liquor store and gets he gets booze.
Yes, he does.
But just as he's buying these pills from his friend, he says he can't even afford to run his car or drive his car.
Yeah,
but he has enough money to fucking buy shitloads of pills.
It's a problem. So yeah, you always have money for problems.
That's true. Your problems take over your life, then your problems become your priorities. That's 2 P's. It's all P.
Oh my God, you're right. It's all P.
PP priority problems.
It's
amazing.
P priority.
It truly is amazing how simple of a movie this is, but it's practical. Like, oh yeah, this is just how people are. They can't afford gas in their car, but they'll buy pills.
Pills.
These are my happy pills.
These are my perfunctory pills.
Hell yeah, dude. Now we get a little bit of the weirdness. Because after he buys the pills and after he buys the alcohol, he goes over to a forest preserve to write.
Wait, hold on. Before that. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. That is, I have...
Come on, slam. He goes to the forest preserve because he's a badass. He knows where to write.
He's sitting in the woods and he's writing. And then, Chris, something crazy happens.
He's surrounded by cultists.
In black cloaks, hooded cloaks. You can't
Roctario's posse has surrounded our man.
It looks like it. It definitely
our Mike,
looks like
our
it.
boy, our man.
Not our Mike.
But yeah, he's suddenly for no reason surrounded by cloaked cultists. And then we get the weird horn sounds.
Oh, that's right.
And then he gets attacked. They attack him and they grab him. They drag him through the
pretty intense
dirt and the mud.
Yeah.
He's silent the whole time. He's totally quiet.
He doesn't make a sound. Not even a grunt. Sound. Not a ooh. Nothing.
Nothing. But then after a while, he just gets up and then he runs away because the cultists just stop doing things to him. He just gets up and runs away.
Is that how normal occultists work?
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was a little bit weird.
It was a little off. There was something about it that felt off.
It was a little off. The cultists show up a few times. We're going to jump around a little bit just because it goes back to like the meetings and then working with a friend.
Isn't this the moment when the meetings start getting really weird?
I don't think so.
Like when he starts like...
Yes, actually, yes. There's another they toast to Mike because he has come back to the meetings. Okay. Not sure how much time has passed because this kind of jumps back to meetings pretty consistently. But they all drink and he asks like, "There's nothing in this, right? This isn't like
that's when
this
he
isn't
says
the bad stuff, right?" Mm-hmm. And they all laugh at him.
Oh, yeah, the one guy laughs really hard.
There's a couple people that laugh pretty hard. I'm gonna fart again.
Nice. I think you might have caught it.
Hell yeah. But there's a couple of people that laugh at him, but he drinks, and then that's when the main guy in the meeting talks about how he was a murderer and he wasn't convicted and he loved it. It was awesome.
That's when he talked about that.
And then Mike goes to the bathroom and he starts hallucinating and starting to see weird shit. His friend shows up in the bathroom just laughing. And then he's in the bathtub, and he's like naked or something, and he's dying. He's just laughing continuously and maniacally.
And the leader guy shows up in the doorway and starts yelling at him or something.
Well, he's like, "What's wrong? Is there anything wrong? Are you okay? You seem like you're not doing well. You should come back to the meeting."
Yeah.
And being all weird and shit. But jumping around, like there's clearly weird stuff afoot, and not really enjoying it. You know, but he keeps coming back to the meetings. He starts hallucinating a little bit more. In one of the meetings, the guy says to like maybe like we need to go somewhere. We need to go to like an empty parking lot or something, and we have to like have a seance or something outside in the middle of public or something.
Be weird.
And then our main guy Mike drives to the middle of a drive-in theater, and like falls asleep in his car. And then all of a sudden he's surrounded by cultists again. Yeah. They just show up again.
Yeah.
And then they beat the fuck out of the car.
Like destroy.
That was one of the coolest scenes.
Yeah, it was.
That this guy, apparently there's an entire documentary about the making of this movie called American Movie that my brother told me about. I have not seen it yet, but it's a full making of like it was how this guy just decided to make it.
Than this?
It's like a full length movie. It's like a full hour and a half. This movie's 30 35 minutes.
Yeah.
But I think the making of is like a full length movie because it is a documentary.
Right, and there's more information.
But I want to watch that at some point because I want more information about this movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because there's weird shit in it, like all these cultists showing up and stuff. But I want to know if there's a budget. Like there's no information about budget for this movie, but he had a car. And they actually destroyed the car.
Like legitimately, like it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, they got like 8 people to just get around, wear cloaks, grab bats, and just beat the shit out of this car. They destroyed all the windows. They beat in the windshield.
And we don't know if they found these people already wearing cloaks. Or if they
we got our local True Coven. We had to name it the movie after them because, well, contractually, they did give us a car and did let us destroy it. We had to join their club.
Well, they destroyed it. But,
they destroyed it. It was awesome.
They
it was
let
pretty
us
sweet.
film it.
No, there were a lot of cool extra things in this movie that I liked, like the car thing. The car thing was one of the coolest.
And after the pounding stops, he's laying in the car, covering his head still.
Yeah.
But the pounding just like that stops. And then what?
The car's fine.
The car is fine. And
did he hallucinate it?
Is there.
Did he dream?
Did he dream it?
That was cool.
It was.
Those little things of like, is this guy crazy?
Yeah.
Because there are little hallucinations throughout. The cultists just like attacking him in the beginning, dragging him through the mud, and then they just let him go.
Yeah, so was that
him seeing his friend laughing?
Yeah.
Him being surrounded by them and destroying his car, but not destroying his car.
Yeah, when the group people are saying those things, they're all laughing at him. It seems. I think that was one of those things.
Yeah, he comes back to one of the meetings, and then he asks, like, "Are you guys fucking with me? Like, what's going on?" And they all start laughing at him, and like really aggressively, and
almost
you know, like
scarily.
getting in his face and stuff. Yeah. And then they like push him over and kind of get real aggressive with him.
Yeah.
And he pulls a gun. Mark pulls a gun out, and he is not fucking around.
That's right. No, not anymore.
And everyone just continues to laugh at him.
Yeah, and scream at him and yell at him. Yeah. It's crazy.
The weirdest part of that scene, because this is close to the end of the movie, it is very short.
This is where I wrote Every Man's Dream, but I'm not going to go into detail.
Every Man's Dream? Oh, yeah. So it kind of cuts away after he's being laughed at, and he's holding a gun, and he's in a kitchen with one of the main girls from the meeting and his friend, Lego Hair.
Yes.
And
Chris Benoit,
yeah. And Chris Benoit and sad eyebrows.
Oh yeah,
because there's the girl that we're talking to always has super sad eyebrows. They're pencil thin, and they are permanently in that like downward slope.
And they kind of go just around to the edge of the eye.
It's weird. Yeah. I don't understand it because you can see where her eyebrows used to be.
Yes,
because they're just mounds, and then she purposely drew them on wrong.
I know.
Like she's a sad clown.
Just like she's a sad clown.
Them two, the friend and sad Chris Benoit and Sad Brows are talking to Mike and being like, "We can really help you. Like, are you not open to any of this? You know?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I don't need your shit, man. I don't need your help, man. No way, man. I'm not helping nobody, man."
And then they start fighting.
Like,
"Hey, man, you're not gonna get away with this, man." This man in every other word.
He does say "man" a lot,
even when they're fighting.
So
that's
much.
Why it bothers me.
The word of this entire movie is "man." Almost every sentence that Mike says,
you're right.
At the end of that sentence, there's like a 50-50 of him saying "man,"
or 50-50 of it either being at the end or sprinkled in there.
Yeah, comma man, comma.
Yes.
Listen here, man,
yes. Comma. It didn't have to be there, but he threw it in.
Yeah, and his friend starts attacking him, and then the girl, Sad Brows, just starts yelling, "Open his mouth, like they want to pour,
want to put something in it. Liquid,
blood."
Yeah,
we don't know. Like. They could be vampires, man.
They could be. It's a coven.
Yeah,
witches, vampires, same shit.
Oh, it could be witches. That's true. Actually, I mean, they did have a shitload of crucifixes in that one apartment that they were at.
Yeah, that's right.
When they were doing the weird seance stuff before they went out to the drive-in theater.
That's right.
So it's either vampires or witches, whichever one. But they start the friend Lego Hair, Chris Benoit, is trying to fight and get his mouth open, and Mike grabs him and starts shoving his head against one of the cabinets,
yeah,
slamming his head into it, and then comically pushes his head through the cabinet, and then when he pulls it out, his friend Lego Hair's head is just completely covered in blood,
like stabbed in the head, covered in blood,
like he was bludgeoned to death.
Yes.
But it was just like dunk, dunk, dunk hits, and then he gets pushed through. Sad Brow sees this, and she grabs a knife and she stabs Mike in the leg.
Oh.
And Mike's like, ah!
Right in the knee.
You bitch! And then Mike does what every man dreams to do, I guess.
Punches a woman.
Just beats the shit out of this lady for stabbing him. And then punches her in the face ridiculously, so it kind of looks like she's covered in chocolate sauce.
Yummy!
It looked delicious.
It did.
But I mean, she had it coming. She stabbed him. That's lethal force. I think he could have died.
So I think the question...
He didn't stab her, though. So
That's true. That is true. Here's the thing. I wonder, is it every man's dream because it looked like chocolate when it was coming out? And
no, it was every man's dream because he was able to get revenge for being stabbed.
That's fair.
He didn't hold back, dude. No, he could have died.
That's true. He could have died, but he...
That's the only time. That is the only time you can hit a woman.
Is if she tries
to kill you.
That is defense at that
point.
Full
defense.
That
you can't just punch a lady.
No, you can't just punch a lady. Every man's dream is that a lady will try to kill him.
If she hits you first, you give her one.
You can smack her one time.
You put her in a sleeper hold until she passes out, and then you put her down and put a blanket over and pretend it was a dream. Yeah, you have a black eye the next day, but it's worth it.
You sit next to her, and then she wakes up, and you go, hey, how you doing? You took a little nap. And then she doesn't remember what happened.
You fell off the bed last night. You were just wailing in your sleep. It was crazy.
You hit yourself twice in the eye.
But he beats her. He beats her up. I think she's alive. She is covered in chocolate sauce. But then he just sits and then cut the credits. End. Done.
Yes, done. Boom.
No fluff.
No. The last thing is what she says. She in a beaten tone says, "We're just trying to help," and then it cuts out.
That makes me think. He was hallucinating through a portion of the movie.
That's what
I
wrote.
Do you think they actually were trying to help?
That's what I'm starting to think. Is he was the bad guy, but he didn't know it. So I wrote here.
Ooh.
Are they forcing him to drink something, or were they just trying to help him and he hallucinated the bad, thus making him the bad guy?
That changes his whole thing, because when I first watched this, I assumed he was the meeting was the bad.
Right, so did I until that very last moment where I started thinking maybe he's the bad guy, but he's hallucinating. He kind of like Memento.
Never saw it.
Okay, never mind then. Basically, he has short-term memory loss.
I know the premise.
Okay.
I just never seen the movie. I want to. I will see the movie eventually. But I have not seen it yet.
I love that movie. But anyway, I guess in that case, it's a little different because that's a guy trying to find someone.
Yeah.
But in this is he is... from what we see, this group is bad. They're getting weird.
Because it's all his point of view stuff. Anyway.
And then what we start to what I think is going on is he realized in that last moment that he fucked up. That they were literally trying to help, and he was freaking out over something that was all up in his head. And then... Man. Yeah, right? All up in his head, man.
Hey, man.
And then they, man. I'm contractually obligated to say it every man. 30 seconds, man.
Yeah, maybe he was hallucinating the end when the meeting was turning into weirdness.
Because she did stab him in the leg, which means... One, maybe that was...
Why would a person helping you... No, now I'm turned around again.
Hold
on. Because why would a helper stab you?
I'll tell you, what if it wasn't a knife? What if it was like a needle of some sort for them? What if he had an allergic reaction? Yeah, what if he had an allergic reaction?
What if it was a spork?
It could have been too.
We don't know.
A plastic spork. It's a spoon.
No, I don't know. That's a hard one. It could go back and forth.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're watching it blind... The meeting is the bad guy.
Yes.
The meeting is the bad.
Yeah.
That last sentence somewhat redeems it as a potential hallucination.
It throws a small
wrench. Throughout most of the movie, that lady is trying to tell him, we're just trying to help. We're just trying to help.
Again, is that just what we're supposed to see it as?
I don't know. Okay, let me cut back then. In the beginning of the movie, after Mike ODs, he goes to the hospital.
Yes.
The doctor tells him, hey, man, probably shouldn't do that.
Man.
Mike gets up and goes to the elevator. In elevator, 2 doctors come in with a patient. That patient is on a bed. She is passed out. They tell him to hit, floor number 2, whatever. He's going down to the bottom floor. The elevator door opens. In the elevator door is the meeting guy, the main guy from the meeting, the murderer.
Okay.
The moment he leaves, the girl in the hospital bed starts seizing. We didn't talk about that earlier, but that right there makes me think that this isn't a hallucination. These people are evil. They are witchy / vampire something. Because why else would she go into an immediate seizure? Man? Your whole theory's been blown to dust.
No, your theory doesn't make sense with my... Neither of them make sense, and we're done. Bye.
Well, how about this? Watch the movie if you have the ability. Coven. It's 40 minutes. You probably... It might be on YouTube.
I would say if you can find it...
Or go to northwestproductions.com if that's still a thing. If that is... I mean, that's... Northwest Productions is the people who made this movie.
And the cover will be on the screen here.
Yeah. eBay. eBay has a bunch of copies of this, I think.
Okay.
You might be able to find an easy copy on eBay. I don't know if it ever came out on DVD.
I would say if you watch it, or if you get a chance to watch it, and you're listening to us, and that's why you're watching it.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought.
Please.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Was it all a hallucination?
Yeah.
Or was the meeting actually trying like was it actually evil?
Yeah, this is tough now.
It goes back and forth because there's different scenes that kind of contradict each other. Yeah.
Now to compare it to Tommy Wiseau's The Room, I don't know if we're there yet.
Better.
But yeah, I was gonna say it is.
No, wait.
No, it's kind of in between.
Is it though? Is it
as a movie, as a film?
As a film, this is not a film. This is a 35-minute short film. If we're gonna take it on longevity. Anybody would probably watch Coven over The Room because it's only 35 minutes. Yeah. Now, if we're talking about subject matter, this is far more engaging as far as like a mystery because it's like what is going on? It's weird. Like The Room is weird because the acting of The Room is just so bass-ackwards. Yeah. The acting of this isn't amazing. It's not bad.
No, it's better than Cocktail.
It's realistic. Aside from Mumblemouth,
which is so realistic though. Think about how realistic that is though.
Yeah, a guy who does cocaine, weed, and acid all the time. Yeah, he probably Mumblemouth because his cheeks are filled with cotton balls. but this one's hard. Yeah, I kind of almost want to rate it the same. I want to rate it a 5.
I would put it
because it's not better or worse. It's kind of an equal feeling movie of like it's interesting. You could find some great fun in it.
I think this might be easier for people as a movie in the way that it is, because this can keep. I think this can keep your attention differently.
It's more succinct, and it does keep your attention differently. Yeah, because it's very much of like what is going on.
Yeah, and The Room is more like what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, the Room is more confusing
at first.
At first, yes. After like the 15th watch, it's very set in stone. But it is a confusing movie. This is somewhat confusing, but it's a little bit more mysterious and fun.
Yes,
but I would still rate it a 5. I would still rate it on par.
I'm 100% with that.
With The Room.
I was going to give it a 10, but I'll stick with a 5 since
well, I mean, there's no fluff. Like we were talking right before we were recording. There's no fluff in this movie, really. Like if you watch Coven all the way through, there's no point in the movie that's like, what's the point of this? There's no breast cancer moment.
Yeah. There's that's no what we're trying to figure out. Yeah.
There's no scene that is out of place or has no bearing on the movie, or is just like, oh, did they didn't pad the runtime. It was made short. That's it.
I was going to say, there was nothing there that didn't need to be there.
Yeah, and I can't really think of anything to like add to it. Like I couldn't think of where could more things be explained? I'd rather leave it like it is.
No,
it is rather ambiguous.
I think that's what makes it a good movie too.
Yeah,
is that ambiguity?
Ambiguity.
Is what makes it such a good movie.
A good show.
Good show. Jolly good show.
Good show, man. Quiet shoot. Well, that was good. I dug it. I liked it. I'm happy you liked it.
Yes,
because it was fun. I did think it was worth a
rewatch. I definitely didn't expect it to be as good as it was. That was my first inclination. Was it was going to be just like Cocktail, and
because it starts with a CO.
Yeah.
Cocktail.
I'm kind of biased against
less neon in this movie.
Oh, that's why it's so much better. And less
Tom Cruise.
I was going to say less Scientology.
less science. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's it for Coven. That was awesome. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But wait,
there's more.
Yes, Nick, I watched a movie recently. This is a special feature, my friend. Because this is a slightly shorter episode. I know last week's was super short, but that was on purpose because that movie was actually fucking good. Killer, yes. Go watch Killer.
Go watch it.
I still will push that movie. That movie's amazing.
It is.
Lunch Meat might still have copies. If not, you could probably find a DVD copy somewhere. But I watched
Wasn't that the one that was on one of the streaming sources?
Might be on. It could be on Shudder, to be honest. It could be on the. We'll figure it out. Amazon, maybe.
I think that's what it was.
It's somewhere.
Yeah.
Killer, you'll find it.
Yes.
But I'm bored at home. There are no games to play right now. They're boring.
That's fair.
There's a lot of just like replaying old stuff or just waiting.
Peggle.
That's true. Peggle's going to take like a year to finish. So with all the movies that I have on my infinite walls, I have pulled very specific movies that I want to watch with you for this show.
Yes, which
I have marked. And I refuse to watch those of my own. However,
fair.
I have started to watch every single movie I own in alphabetical order. Why? Because it's insane. No, I have an actual true thought on it. Is I'm bored. I have too many movies. I don't know what to watch. Just grab the next thing in line. So
okay,
that's my reasoning why I'm doing this.
Definitely.
There's going to be a lot of trash. There's going to be a lot of good. There's going to be a lot of what the fuck.
What? Yeah.
I watched a what the fuck.
Oh boy.
Yesterday.
What was
2 days ago.
Can you tell me what it was called?
I will tell you what it's called.
Can I see the cover?
It's called American Dreamz with a Z.
Dreamz.
This movie fucking sucks.
It's got Dennis Quaid.
It has Hugh Grant, Dennis Quaid, Mandy Moore, Willem fucking Dafoe.
What?
These are great actors, minus Mandy Moore. Fuck Mandy Moore. She's boring as shit. She is so fucking bland.
I don't know which one she is.
Especially in this movie. She is white girl who looks like Britney Spears. She's just as boring.
Okay.
In quotes on the back of this movie says, a funny and engaging movie. Go fuck yourself. Hugh Grant, Dennis Quaid, and Mandy Moore star in this hilarious fuck you comedy about living the American dream. The TV show, American Dreamz, is sweeping the ratings and everyone wants to be a dreamer. But when two scheming, hopeful contestants face off in the final showdown, the audience gets an eyeful of on-air fireworks. The stage is set for this wickedly funny, go fuck yourself, no holds barred competition that is called a riot.
That sounds terrible.
This movie...
Hold on. That sounds utterly awful. Just hearing that makes me not want to watch it. Second, that sounds like what producers want in a TV show.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Movie.
So they put it in a movie where it's forced.
This movie was one of the hardest things I've watched.
Wait, more than Cocktail?
This movie was so difficult.
Can you rate it rate it against Cocktail?
0.
No, against
0. If Cocktail's a 10, this is a 0. This is a fucking 0. American Dreamz is one of the worst movies I've ever watched. This is rated a 5.5 on IMDb. This movie is rated
better than
double the room. This movie is so fucking
Can I borrow that and watch it?
So here's the premise. Because this movie, the back of the box lies.
Okay.
This is not a two hopeful and scheming contestants face off in the final showdown. This is basically, Hugh Grant
is
Simon Cowell from American Idol.
Okay.
This Mandy Moore is the midtown low-life girl who wants to be super famous.
Okay.
She doesn't want to win the competition. She just wants to be famous. That's all she cares about. She doesn't give a fuck about anything. She goes to the point where her character goes, I don't give a shit. I want to win. That is it. I don't care. I'm not going to suck up. I'm not going to pretend. I just want to win. For no reason, Hugh Grant falls in love with Mandy Moore, even though they've spent less than 20 minutes together. He kind of shows up at her house once. They stare at each other awkwardly, and then they go drive in a Ferrari, and then he stares at her on a TV screen for like 2 seconds, and then they fuck at the end of the movie.
Dude, I need to borrow this. I'm going to watch this with Anna.
It's still fresh, dude. I watched 30 minutes of this and wanted to kill myself.
You told me that you were gonna stop there, and then you were like, I watched the movie. I'm gonna tell you about it later.
Dude,
I stopped 30 minutes. I decided if I should turn it off or just finish watching it. So I finished because maybe it could have been better. Nope.
No. So let's get further. I'm gonna get further into this fucking movie. So Hugh Grant being Simon Cowell, lady wants to win. Yeah. Who's Dennis Quaid? You ask. Dennis Quaid is the President of the United States.
Okay.
Why do you think that matters? I'll tell you. Because he's going to be a special judge. Why? I'll tell you. This movie came out in 2006.
Okay.
At the height of, you guessed it, the Iraq War in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
There is a whole subplot in this movie I haven't told you about yet. Do you remember how there's 2 hopeful contestants who are scheming?
Yes.
Mandy Moore's one of them.
Okay.
The second one is a man from the Iraq who was in Afghanistan terrorist camps who was sent to California to be a sleeper agent. And his plot is to murder.
Oh, God, this just got terrible.
The U.S. president.
This just got even more terrible than... It had potential until you said that.
Do you know how they introduced that?
Oh,
Here's
God.
how they introduced that.
How?
They just cut to Iraq. And then they're doing training montages, except the guy that we follow doesn't know how to shoot a gun, can't cross monkey bars, and can't climb walls. So they just ship him off. Because he also really likes show tunes. Yeah, can't you tell? A funny and engaging movie, says Entertainment Weekly.
Entertainment Weekly doesn't know anything about entertainment.
This guy I'm pointing to right here,
yeah,
that's the terrorist. He apparently loves show tunes, and he wanted to be on the movie or the show American Dreamz. Actually, his gay cousin wanted to be, but they just walked up to the door. He happened to be there, and then they just forced him to be on the show.
Oh, fantastic.
Because Hugh Grant says, I want an Arab. I like Arabs. We should get an Arab. And then some lady says, what about an Arab Jew? And he says, what are you kidding? Those don't exist. It's that kind of awful humor. What about Willem Dafoe? One of the biggest stars that's on this.
You said he was in this, and that's probably the person I want to hear about the most.
Willem Dafoe is nothing more than the President of the United States' right-hand man. He barely does anything in the movie aside from feed Dennis Quaid lines. He basically, the whole movie, just tells Dennis Quaid what to say. And I guess the point of that is later on in the movie, Dennis Quaid goes, people just tell me what to think. I don't like that. I want to do what I want. Dennis Quaid in this fucking movie is basically a guy with Asperger's, except he's the president. He reads thousands of newspapers in a day. He just wants to sleep, even though he's the president. They don't show him doing anything president. Nothing. He's just in a room. He wears a bathrobe for more than half the movie.
Why?
I don't know. His wife gave him happy pills because he was so sad. And then he goes, you need happy pills? Are you unhappy? This movie is so fucking aggravating. So
I hate it already.
Throughout the entire movie, there's a whole thing with Mandy Moore's character where she has a boyfriend named William Williams. Uh-huh. They couldn't think.
What did you just say to me, Chris?
Bill.
Bill?
His name is Bill William Williams.
I hate him.
And because she breaks up with him because he's a loser and she wants to get rich and famous, he decides to go to army and he goes to Afghanistan or Iraq, wherever the fuck it goes.
Yeah.
And then he was like, he's in... Okay, here's another stupid thing. If there's any military person out there, he decides to go... I'm pointing at Mandy Moore on the box.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Because you're pointing at the box.
He goes to Iraq, and then he just decides... I guess if you signed up for war, you went there within a day. Because he was like, how long have you been in Iraq? To the guy next to him. 14 months. Oh, really? I got here 2 weeks ago.
So, whoa.
And I've only been in the army for 3 weeks.
Whoa!
So it was
what
like,
happened to boot camp?
What training? Yeah, what boot camp, my dude? And he asks the guy who's been there for 14 months, what's your what's something like? Can you give me some advice? He's like, don't get shot, and then he gets shot.
Ha!
Yeah.
Ha ha ha!
Except it's a graze wound on his arm.
And does he die?
And then no, but he leaves army. He gets discharged and he goes home
from a graze.
Yes. His whole character...
Don't you think that would upset some soldiers out there?
His whole character was, I work at a dead-end job. The thing he's most proud of in the beginning of the movie is...
Wait. His kids.
No, he doesn't have kids.
I know.
The thing he's most proud of at the beginning of the movie is he got a promotion at work. He's now, get this, the assistant manager. And maybe, just maybe... if he works hard enough, in a few years, he'll be the manager.
Hold on. That's great in real life. No, seriously, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's great in real life, not in fucking movie land.
I was about to say, this is a movie. They can literally make you do anything.
I never laughed one time. Not one time.
How could you?
There was nothing.
How could you?
No. I take the... No. How could I know? I can laugh at a lot of shit, and there are a lot of really bad movies.
Saying, how could you find a laugh at this?
How could you? There are a lot of really bad movies. Like even if you're not a fan of Will Ferrell, if you watch a Will Ferrell movie, you'll probably have a good laugh at one part.
There's
maybe
always something.
Just the one, only one.
And you might hate
I'm gonna
the
go
rest of the
teabag
movie.
your drum set.
Yeah, literally one thing.
Go back to your home on Whore Island. Like, there's some great shit. Even if you don't like him,
nice
there's at least one
soda
thing.
Pop.
Yeah, there's something. There's something in the movie. Nothing in this movie was funny. Every character was a piece of shit. Every character was super poorly written. Every character was hella over the top.
That sounds sadly...
The worst part about this is, like, the pompous attitude of most of the characters. Like... Hugh Grant has some terrible lines because he's supposed to be a Simon Cowell. He literally tells a contestant who, in my opinion, actually sings pretty well. He just goes, I haven't felt this bad since I wanted to kill myself.
That's stupid. It's one of those types.
And then it was just silence.
You know what's better? At the end of one of the Shrek movies, I think it's Shrek the Third, they have, I think it was Simon Cowell actually voiced himself for a brief moment. They're having...
Was that the whole dance scene? The whole dancing sequence? Yeah.
And then he goes, there's a bunch of clips of Simon saying things, and one of the things is, your act was like watching dish soap in a sink.
Nice.
It was like, basically, it was watching dishes dry or something. He said...
Yeah.
It's like...
Stupid things like that.
But that's
Hugh Grant was saying
him.
things like that, but it was all just like... I hope you have cancer. I haven't felt this bad since I wanted to kill myself. And then people are like cheering or going boo. And the lady, the really good, talented lady, who he said, I haven't felt that bad since I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah.
Just walks away, turns around, and then just goes, I hate you. And then walks away. And that was the end of the scene. There was nothing. Why put that scene in?
I hate this.
Why the fuck would you put that scene in? You know what? You know what also really sucks about this movie that I looked up? This was written and directed by one person, so it was not. Written by one person, directed by someone else who could turn it into a competent piece of shit. This was written by one person, directed by one person, in 2006,
okay,
the guy who made this emptily claims he has never watched American Idol. This movie is exactly American Idol. There's no difference. They also claim in this movie that this is the hottest TV show in the world. In the world.
American Idol.
It even says it on the back.
American Idol was the most well-known show of all time. It's
sweeping the ratings. At the beginning of the movie, Hugh Grant reads a printout that's like percentage of viewership, and American Dreamz had 92% of U.S. viewership, which is by and large the most insane portion of the movie, because that immediately sets it as like, this is fake, this is bullshit.
Oh yeah, because
that's not real.
Right.
You can't have 92% US viewership. That's not a realistic number.
That's almost
if you had
the entirety that's like the entirety of the United States except some of the remote mountain regions.
Nearly all of America watching one show?
No.
Okay, fine. Let's live in Fantasyland. Let's live in Fantasyland where American Dreamz has 92% US viewership. If you had 92% US viewership, your stage wouldn't be a glorified fucking high school auditorium with no stage and seating for 200.
No,
that's not.
Dude, it would be a WWE stadium. It would be a NASCAR stadium and then some.
Well, at least get like Allstate Arena style, like an arena where you can have, a shitload of people. You clearly have a budget of something. You got Dennis Quaid, Hugh Grant, Mandy Moore, and fucking Willem Dafoe. Willem fucking Dafoe! Who has a terrible bald cap.
Is that what I saw on the back?
Yeah, look at that. Look at how horrible he looks.
Oh, that's obviously a bald cap.
I was so angry at this movie. Like, I just had to bring it up. I had to bring it up. That's it. I didn't go into great detail of it. If I didn't talk about it perfectly enough, fuck it, who cares?
Come on, Universal.
I can't believe someone made this movie, and I cannot believe that it has a 5.5. A 5.5.
That's better than The fucking Room. I hate this movie.
Borrow that, watch it, tell me what you think at some point.
I'm going to make Anna
You don't have to do it for
Anna's
the show, but I want your feedback.
I'll tell you my feedback on briefly in the next episode.
The moment in your head you think, I should turn this off, check how long into the movie it is. Because I legitimately checked the time at 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, hour 9. And then I just started fast forwarding through things. Like I fast forwarded through parts of the singing. Oh! The ending! Let me tell you about the ending. God. I don't care, because holy shit. Okay? So you remember how I told you there's a whole terrorist plot? Yeah. That so Mandy Moore and one other guy, Omer. Omer. Okay. Bad name. You could have thought of anything better than Omar. Would have been better. Omar would have been better, because I thought they were just mispronouncing Omar. Yeah. No, Omer. Like Homer without the H. Stupid.
I hate it.
Anything. Saeed would have been a great name, because the guy looks like a Saeed. He kind of has, whatever. Fucking this is a horribly stereotyped movie.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It's horrible. 2006. Whatever. Yeah. It's height. But so the plot of him is the sleeper agent people show up at his house, tell him the plan. Basically, he has to get to the final round, which, spoilers, he does, of course, because it's a shitty movie. And the moment he meets the president, he's going to detonate a bomb that's strapped to his chest. Oh. A la fucking terrorism. Yeah. Wow. Didn't think that one through too hard, did they? So he finally gets to the end. The 3 terrorists that are helping him walk in, and how they smuggle in the plastic explosives is they cut it into small chewing gum sized pieces and they chew on plastic explosives. Fuck you. No fucking way. That's disgusting. That's fake. I can't suspend disbelief for that. It was horseshit.
Yeah, no.
And they get pat down. It's not like they had they didn't have true security. They didn't have like the wand or anything, and it's plastic. They wouldn't have checked. They barely had, for the president of the United States being there, they barely had security detail. They just let the president wander.
This was 2006.
I know, but at the height of terrorism, you'd think he had quite a heavy fucking bodyguard.
Especially, and this is just because of the situations at that time, if someone who looked like a Saeed walked near the president, they might profile.
During the Iraq War, that was the point. That early in the movie when Hugh Grant was like, I need an Arab. That was the fucking point. The point of getting him onto the show was to be like, hey, I know we have enemies over there, but pander, and weird shit like that. Trying to like pull at strings and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, trying to make it as reality TV as possible. Because the whole reason Mandy Moore is with this guy from the Iraq War, because he comes back and then she takes him back because it's good for the American public to see that, because he's a war veteran. So they're playing with that.
Yeah.
They're pandering with like that kind of shit and playing around with all that stuff. So it's awful. It feels bad. It feels so fucking wrong. Yeah. Which I guess is the point of her character. So they get to the end, and Omer is wearing the explosives under his vest, and he's not feeling good about it. He doesn't like it. He actually enjoys America. He thinks it stands for good things. Whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Wow, I'm so
it's
shocked.
this American dream.
I'm so shocked that he changed his mind.
He changes his mind. He takes off the explosive vest. He throws it away in the bathroom garbage. He doesn't even bury it. He just puts it down. Yeah. Wow. And he goes back on stage. He sings his song. Well, guess who's also in the audience that day? William Williams.
Yeah, William Williams.
And he, remember when I said Mandy Moore and Hugh Grant fuck at the end of the movie?
Yes.
He sees them through a keyhole. What kind of keyhole, you ask? Like your front door keyhole. You know, the one that you can't physically see through?
Like the one on your door now? Like, go to your door now.
You know, like house key?
Yeah.
Like a real key?
Like a Schlage or a Quickset?
Yeah. You can't look through a Schlage. You can't fucking peep through a Quickset.
They literally need... You cannot voyeur through a gatehouse.
Exactly. It pissed me off when I saw it. It was really annoying.
Irritates me.
And he sees them fucking...
do that thing where it did the...
No. It showed side of his head, and then he just goes... And then he just goes away. Well, you assume. You just assume.
But that's still stupid.
Unless it's horribly stupid.
Skeleton key.
So he's pissed. Okay? Rightfully so. The girl that he likes, that, you know, he got taken back, he was going to ask her to marry him on the show. He was going to ask her to marry him.
Okay.
So that's the plan. That's what everyone thinks he wants to do. But he's distraught. He goes into the bathroom, the same bathroom that has the plastic explosive vest.
And
guess what?
On him?
He doesn't like that his girl was fucking Hugh Grant. So he grabs the explosives and he puts them on. Basically flip-flopping. This is one of the most annoying parts in the entire movie.
Okay.
They go through the entire movie of there is a terrorist plot. This guy is gonna blow up the president of the United States. Nope, just kidding. He actually loves America. He's not gonna do it no more. Cut to an American fucking military veteran in the sense of this movie. He's not actually. He barely did anything. But taking a military veteran who fought in Afghanistan and putting a fucking terrorist vest on him and wanting to blow himself up and everyone else in the theater is a tad fucked.
That's more than a tad
It truly
fucked.
left a kind of sour taste in my mouth for just the sheer audacity of throwing that up. Because you know what he actually fucking does? He starts singing and then he actually blows himself up.
I hate this movie.
Yeah. You remember how it's all American Idol too?
Yeah.
Remember how he said he was singing? Yeah. And then he blew himself up? Guess who won American Dreamz?
He did.
Yeah! The guy who blew himself up! What the fuck is that?
You mean the guy who blew himself up to kill a bunch of people?
Yeah!
In the people in the country who could have the American dreams. Huh.
That's a white nationalist terrorist attack right there.
Yeah. And he won?
Yeah!
Screw this movie.
I fucking hated it, dude.
I've never seen it. I'm going to be seeing it. Unfortunately, now I have to watch it.
It just pissed me off.
I am now contractually obligated to watch it. However, I hate all of you.
Thanks. That's my special features. I needed to yell at that movie.
No,
though.
please. I'm gonna have to do a
randomly. I think randomly. We'll talk about we'll have special features things. I guess because sometimes I just watch these movies that are just so weird or bad. This one was just so rotten, so horribly rotten. Zero. Unredeemable.
Can we do one?
Unredeemable.
Do we get one movie where we can go into the negatives?
Negative one.
You only get one movie.
Negative one. I'll burn it now.
Okay.
-1. It's not on the show. -1.
Overall,
this isn't a show we reviewed for BOWTTR.
That's true.
This is a different movie. This is something that I just watched that I fucking hated.
I'm asking if you can burn.
If I can burn one, I wouldn't burn it yet because it's not an official movie.
That's fair. No, I'm not talking for a movie. I'm saying overall.
Dude, I can't say I'm going to watch worse, but I know I'll watch worse.
I know,
but that movie was a solid 0. I refuse to score it any higher. That movie sucked.
Okay.
Thank you for dealing with my special features bullshit.
I love your special features bullshit.
And if you all out there listen to that as well, thank you for listening.
Yes, that section was called the special features bullshit section.
Special features, BOWTTR special features, starring American Dreamz, the worst film in movie history. Dude, I can't believe that got double the rating of The Room. It blows my fucking mind.
Do you think it's just because it has famous people in it?
It's a Universal Studios movie that has 4 famous names in it that are huge.
But
you can't.
I guess it only got 5.
It should have gotten a 1.2. 1.2 stars.
If even.
Fucking 12% Rotten Tomatoes. Something fucking low. But it doesn't. And I hate that. That's what makes me mad about it.
Yeah,
what makes me mad about it is all the subject matter of the movie, how poorly it's made, the terrible ending, and the fact that it has such a high rating is blasphemy to me. It is so maddening.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I haven't even seen it yet, and I'm with you.
Well, I think that's it. I think we can call it an episode there.
Cool. We'll call it a night.
Sweet. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Yes.
I truly appreciate it.
And thanks for listening to Chris rant.
Yeah.
He needs that.
Thank you for listening to me rant about American Dreamz, the world's worst movie. I have it in widescreen. I don't even know where I got that movie. I have no idea.
It wasn't from us.
Hold on.
I assure you it was not one of ours.
Maybe it was Donnie's? No. I have no clue where I got this movie.
I'm telling you, I know for sure it wasn't one of ours.
I have to keep it because it's
it.
so fucking bad. It's not a riot.
No, but it's bad.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. All right, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Let's give you a sneak preview of what's coming next.
And while he's doing that, I want to tell you, we do have something else we do over on a different channel called Struggle Through Gaming. If you like to game or just be there when we game, it's a lot of fun.
Yes. There's great stuff coming.
Yes.
But yeah, the next movie that we're going to be watching is we're going back to 1988. We have a lot of 1988 movies recently.
Yeah,
Hackers was 191988. The Killer was 1988. Even though it says 1990 on IMDb, that's not right though.
Yeah.
We had a couple other ones. I can't remember, but we're going back to 1988.
Beaks an 80s one?
Beaks was 7. No, that was like 82, 83.
Oh, okay.
But we're going to watch Sons of Steel.
Sons of Steel.
This was a very recent...
Sons of Steel.
This was a very recent Christmas gift to myself from my brother.
Ooh.
And I read the back of the box and it looks insane.
Okay.
But it should be a wrap.
Sons of Steel.
Sons of Steel.
Sons of Steel. Sons of Steel. Sons of Steel, brother.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you next time for Sons of Steel. Goodbye. I love you.
We love you.
Let me kiss you.